And welcome to the Team Brad Stinson podcast. This is the housing market update for Northern Michigan in September of 2018. And welcome back, Flyboy, Air Force veteran, Ben Williams. How you doing, brother?
Doing well, doing well. Always an honor to grace myself with your presence.
I heard a funny joke. Not too long ago that, you've made it once you made it on Team Brad Stinson podcast. Like, all right, guess it was another Marine who told me that too. So it's like, eat shit and die, man.
Gotta love us military guys.
I know. We always razz the shit out of each other. So, which, by the way, it was good seeing you on Friday in person.
I want to truly thank you for coming up and helping me out with that home buy seminar we had up here last Friday. We had I thought we did very, very well with our presentation information, and it lit a spark, I believe, with some of the folks that are in the audience, as well as the panel, to kind of resonate our passion for the VA home loan process and help getting the word out there a little bit faster to everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what happens when you get more than one advocate on a panel and who's sharing the same passion. I know. I don't know. It might be the swear words. It might be just what I said. I don't know. But I always seem to harness people's ambition. And I'm not trying to boast or brag by any means, but, if anybody's ever talked to me or attended a class, they enjoy my passion about what I do. And you share the same passion. So if there's two of us there,
right,
more people are likely to come on board. So, I mean, it was awesome. I mean, we saved a surviving spouse from a dumpster fire.
Oh, I tell you what, when I heard that and when I saw that and how you were working with her and sat down with her one-on-one and showed her that, I mean, those are the feel-good moments that I love. I mean, that's what drives me every day, that we can make a connection. I don't care if it's one person or 100 people. We can just make one connection like that and help out one person. That to me is all the value in the world. And thank you so much for being there. And I don't know what she would have done if not to sound rude or anything, but I don't know what she would have done if you weren't up here and kind of helped her walk through that process, because it's a very, very interesting process and not a lot of people know about it.
Yeah, that's true. The surviving spouse benefit, if they're receiving dependency identification compensation, or DIC for short, so if she's receiving DIC, an unmarried surviving spouse receiving, went down a rabbit hole there.
Right.
But if that spouse is receiving compensation, it makes the prior approval kind of go away, but it's all conditioned on the eligibility document. And that's a great thing to talk about. The COE is the most important piece of paper in the VA home loan process.
Mm-hmm.
A VA home loan will never, ever, ever, ever close if you do not have one. And it just blows my mind that there's lenders out there that'll pre-approve a veteran, air quotes, pre-approve a veteran, and not check eligibility. It pisses me off to see a VA offer go in, get accepted, kudos, great job, and then it falls to shit because nobody knows about the eligibility document.
Yeah, it's a complete waste of time. It's no different than a realtor showing a buyer a bunch of homes only to find out that the buyer is never qualified to purchase a damn home.
And that's exactly what it is. That's what the eligibility document is. It's like,
yeah, I mean, what's the point of looking at a home if you're not even qualified to buy a home?
Exactly. And Ben and I are part of Military Mortgage Boot Camp, and this is a group of loan officers and agents from across the country that share in the same passion in serving our nation's heroes. And I can't even tell you how many times in our Facebook group there's lenders or agents that are getting called in at 3 days prior to closing. I get called in 3 days prior to closing because we can't find their DD-214, and that's what the the VA is asking for to pull the COE. Why? Why in the hell are we 3 days from closing and you don't have an eligibility document?
Unfreaking believable.
So the COE is incredibly easy to generate. Me on the lending side of things, it takes me 30 seconds, and that's no joke. I mean, I just need your social security number and the year of your birth, and I can pull it. Typically, I will do that on the first conversation I ever have with a veteran, because if we need to order the DD-214 from archives.gov, or if we need to track down a point statement, those take time. Like, not 90 plus days time. I'm talking like 1 to 2 weeks time.
Exactly.
So if you're 3 days out from closing, you're not getting those documents to turn into the VA. Now, I know that seems really stupid. You're requesting documents from the VA to turn into the VA. Now it's like the right hand, left hand type thing. They don't, the records department does not talk to the home loan department.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus the home loan department does not talk to the medical side of things. So they're individual benefits underneath the VA. So I know that's confusing, but as veterans, we can go into the ebenefits.va.gov web portal and generate one ourselves. All right. I have a how-to video on my Facebook page, Brad Stinson, VA Home Loan Specialist, or my YouTube channel, Brad Stinson, VA Home Loan Specialist. It's there. I have a bunch of how-tos there. It's incredibly easy. It's 9 clicks of a mouse, and it spits right back to you.
Yeah.
Or the third way is you call the VA themselves and ask them how to obtain your COE, because by God, it's the most important piece of paper ever throughout this whole process. If you don't have it, you need to get it.
That's basically the mindset that I had going in with the VA home buyer seminar, is to be preemptive. Do your research, find out what you need, understand the process, understand that you're going to need if you're getting a mortgage, you're going to need to get a pre-approval letter. If you're going to do a VA loan, you need a COE. These are the things that, that all buyers, not only VA, but all buyers should be doing their due diligence and understanding the process before they just walk in and to any office, whether it's a lender's office or realtor's office, says, I want to buy a house and I want to buy it tomorrow. Well, that ain't going to happen. You got to do your due diligence. You got to do your work. This is not a quick and simple process, no matter how many times you run into loan officers and realtors to tell you otherwise. You've got to do your due diligence.
Well, it is quick and simple if your lender knows what they're doing.
I agree. And that's the thing. But, to assume that the process is going to be the same day or, a day or two,
well,
it's unrealistic to get a house the next day. You gotta do the work. You got to get your COE in line. You got to get your pre-approval letter in line.
Correct. Now, I think what I'm talking about, I think you're more talking about the veteran side of things. The
overall process.
So in the real grand scheme of things,
right.
From application, so you find an offer, you submit a loan application, to the time that we close, that should be within 30 days, unless there's some major issues that come up, such as, valuation issues where the home is on the market for too much, or, you find the dream deal at Art Van, the once in a lifetime Art Van
exactly.
special. But to us in the real estate world, 30 days is super good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct there. And I think the overall process is a lot quicker than it is with other loans too.
Correct. As long, there's a lot of companies out there that have the word veteran in their name. Just because they have the word veteran in their name doesn't mean they actually give a shit about veterans. Okay. So do yourself a favor and stay away from those people, because we're in this shithole of a mess because of them.
It's interesting enough. My blog this week basically discussed that very same thing, where when you're interviewing a lender or a loan officer, don't just ask for the best interest rates. Do your due diligence.
Yes.
Ask them, what is their customer service like? Are they specializing in VA? And if their passion is there, then they're going to have great customer service. How many VA transactions have they actually done in the last 2 to 3 years?
That's a great point, because one of the questions that you do want to ask, because I mean, let's face facts here. You go house hunting after work, so at night, and you also go house hunting on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be able to get a hold of your lender? And not only are you going to be able to, get a hold of your lender, is it going to be the same one every time? Because if it's not the same one every time, then you have to tell the story over and over and over and over again. And that shit gets really annoying really fast, especially when you get bounced around. You get transferred here, there, everywhere. And all you want to know. So recently, I just got in a car accident and I had to file a claim. I'm on the side of the road. I need roadside to come tow me. Get me off the road. I'm blocking one lane of traffic. It took me 45 freaking minutes to actually speak to the right department. I was so pissed off by the time that I got to the right department, only for them to tell me, yeah, the tow truck's going to be there an hour and a half later. I wasted a whole Tuesday night on the phone with these idiots. And it's an insurance company that we all know and love.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, again, just because they're patriotic does not mean they know what the hell they're doing.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. It's just one of those things that just because they got, like you said, they got the veteran in their name, or they got the red, white, and blue flag flying in the front, doesn't mean they know all that much more. And that's the other thing too. You hit a great point with is your loan officer going to be available on the weekends when you're out looking? The larger folks out there, 9 to 5 or 9 to 8 or whatever it is, they're not they're enjoying their Saturday evenings with their family and friends, I guarantee you.
Exactly.
And I can speak to 100% confidence on that. So.
The way I look at it as a lender is, if you need me to call you at 2 a.m. in the morning because you work third shift and that's your lunch break, I'm going to rearrange some things and I'm going to call you at 2 a.m. during your lunch break, because I can guarantee you that no other lender will take better care of you than I will. And I'll be damned if I watch one of my brothers go to one of these other lenders that's going to royally screw them over.
Right.
So it's worth the 1:45 wake up to me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And, that's what I tell my clients all the time. I was like, listen, I'm working for you. It's your money, your home, your way. And I make myself readily available for it. And, that's a part of that passion drive. That's that positive energy that's infectious to the rest of the people around us.
Correct.
Drives us.
So let's talk housing stats. How's the housing market looking up there in beautiful Traverse City, which, by the way, peak autumn colors right now in northern Michigan, and that was an awesome drive on Friday. Thank you for making me drive up there.
There are some beautiful colors up here, that's for sure. So we got a little bit of dusting yesterday, but it's we're back to the colorful stuff now.
You guys got snow yesterday?
Yeah, got a little bit of snow.
Oh man, that
yeah.
Well,
of course, you're talking to people who haven't been prepared all year long for winter. I'm like, folks, this comes around every year.
Just wait till the first actual snowfall to just plan for a 3-hour commute.
Right, exactly. Delirium up here.
Exactly. Yeah, how's the housing market looking, man?
All right. Well, anyway,
knowledge on me.
Yeah, nothing. Everything's consistent. That's the one thing that I like about this market. The sky isn't falling, the bubble isn't bursting. There's no panic. I mean, the market up here has been consistent, just as it has been for the past 3 years. Last month we had a total of 1,154 total sales listings up here, and right now that's total active and sold, by the way, and pending. And of those, 832 are currently active on the market right now. And about 322 of the 1154 are already sold. So the rest are probably pending. Of the ones that are sold, 6 were VA last month, 12 were FHA, 6 were rural development, 141 were conventional, and we only had about 7 cash offer deals last month. So, and the balance is probably like owner financing or land contract or something along those lines. So it kind of gives you an idea of how the market up here is. The average days on market last month was 101 days on market, and the average sale price up here for a home is $272,000.
I wonder, I mean, that's a large amount of conventional loans,
It is.
141 versus the rest. I wonder how many of those 141 conventional buyers are veterans that just didn't know that they had a VA home loan benefit.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if a good percentage of those, and even FHA,
Yeah, that's true
are
too.
qualified veterans, and that's the drive that I want to get that. I want to get that VA number up.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this and you purchased a home in Ben's 5 counties and you did not use your VA home loan, let us know. Let us know, because
absolutely,
we're curious to know why. That's that's the thing with us veterans. And I always preach this. Rule number 1 when dealing with veterans: never assume that we know our benefits, because we just don't.
Yeah,
we do not. We go to mortgage professionals and real estate professionals because we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And I fell victim to it too. I'm in a 15-year conventional fixed mortgage because I went to a loan officer who told me I could not have 2 VA home loans at a time. And that's 100% false. I was told that I had to refinance out of it so my entitlement restores, so I have full entitlement when I go to purchase my next home. Well, I didn't know, so I listened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, even after I refinanced, my entitlement wasn't restored because I had the title of the property in hand. I had the deed. So my entitlement is wrapped up in this property until I completely pay off that loan, either by selling it or paying it off. So I refinanced for no freaking reason.
What the freak is the point,
So, I mean, if you add up all the additional fees and shit over the years, it's approaching $20,000 now. Because I'm paying PMI on that.
That's
frustrating. Pisses me off.
That's very frustrating. And that's what's kind of scary, that the amount of money that veterans are losing each and every month from basically the loan officers and realtors up here that don't know as much as they need to know about the VA loan process. One of the points that I made during that VA home buyer seminar we had last Friday is that we need to get the word out there and let people know. It doesn't matter who it is; just need to let them know that this process is available for them.
Yes.
And we just cannot leave money on the table like this for our veterans. And just because a realtor or a loan officer had a bad experience with the VA back in 1985 or whatever it is, doesn't mean that is the VA of today. The VA, hats off to them. They've done very well of listening and adjusting and making these corrections that needed to be made. And now we are seeing the efforts and the complaints that are molded this VA to where we can actually do something with, but we got people living in the past.
Exactly. This ain't your granddad's VA home loan anymore.
Right.
True test of character is getting knocked down. Like you get punched in the face, you get knocked down, but you get up, you dust off, recalibrate, re-engage, go back out on the attack. And that's exactly what the VA has done. They've identified a lot of these issues of the past. They've overcome the problems, and the prior approval of VA home loan had to be sent to the VA. Well, yes, that took time. Now, 99% of all lenders across the country have automatic underwriting authority, which means they do it in-house. Does not have to go to the VA. The national average application to close across the country of last year for the VA home loan, 26 days.
Unbelievable.
But you still have so many people that believe that the VA home loan is going to take 2 months or longer to close. And that's false.
Yeah.
Even if you have a shitty lender, it's still going to close before the 2 months.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no way possible that it can last over well, there is ways possible, but you have to be really screwing the pooch.
As of 3 years ago, this is what I was told about the VA loan closing process. Why a lot of realtors didn't like it is because it takes about 45 to 50 days to close because there's just not enough appraisers up here. So that's the reason why it takes so darn long. And now it's like, people, you're killing me here. You're feeding that line of horse crap to veterans out there, to other realtors.
The VA is the only appraisal process that has an independent third party that comes out to appraise of the property. They're the only appraisal process that has strict timeliness when it comes to the appraiser making contact, performing inspection, and uploading the inspection to the web portal. So for somebody to blame the VA for taking 45 days for an appraisal is bullshit. 100%. Call a spade a spade. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Shut up.
Exactly.
I can confidently tell you the last, I would say 8 VA appraisals that I ordered have all been completed within 1 week. Completed.
Incredible.
So please riddle me that, Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
How is that 45 days? So the reason why Ben and I are so passionate about the VA home loan program is because, there's so many benefits to the VA home loan. However, nobody seems to know them. I know them because I use my VA home loan. Ben knows them because he uses VA home loan. And it's even more, we've developed even more appreciation for these benefits because of our jobs that we do now on a day-to-day basis. So here's in no particular order, primary benefits. They're available from local lenders. Now, the VA does not provide the money for the VA home loan. It's a lender who does, a local lender. So any local company can provide a VA home loan. However, any local company can provide a VA home loan, but not every company can provide you with a VA home loan because they do not know what they're doing.
That is very true.
There's no down payment requirement. Let me repeat that. No down payment requirement. Honestly, your down payment was enlisting, serving this great country. You were willing to die for this country. The valor you put on display was your down payment.
Agreed.
There is no PMI, private mortgage insurance, which is an additional $100 or more per month with any other loan program that requires you to put down a down payment. And if you put down more than 20% down payment, then your PMI goes away. So why would you put down more money? That just doesn't make any sense. You can have multiple VA loans at the same time. Let me repeat that. You can have multiple VA home loans at the same time. If you've ever foreclosed on a VA home loan, you can still use your VA home loan benefit, even if you do not pay off that foreclosure. The VA home loan has lower interest rates because it's guaranteed by the VA. That's where the VA guarantee program comes from. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed by the VA, meaning that if a lender gives their money to you as a veteran and you decide you're going to foreclose, like, I don't want this home anymore, I can't afford it, the lender will get 25% of the original loan amount, which is huge. No other loan program does that. Lenient credit underwriting. There's very few things that the VA requires of a veteran in order to purchase a home. Very few things, and you'll be shocked. Bankruptcy and foreclosure, there's 2 years. You need to be in good standing for 2 years since the date of discharge. Same as a foreclosure. Here in the state of Michigan,
Is that a recent change as well? Because some of the feedback or some of the information, I'll say, put it that way, has been vaguely different as far as that's concerned. A lot of people say I can't get a home loan now for 5 to 7 years after bankruptcy.
Well, that's FHA conventional.
Mhm.
However, VA, they in the guidelines, it actually states 12 months.
Yeah.
But every lender across the country is going to require 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
Because you cannot reestablish credit and reestablish a payment history within 12 months. You have to be a badass in order to do that. So if you file a bankruptcy today, you are going to have a hard time getting a credit card for the next 6 months.
Right.
So it's going to be hard to provide documentation that show a history of on-time payments every single time.
True.
Okay. Limited closing costs. The VA restricts lenders, agents, title, all involved parties on the costs associated with doing business. There's no need to charge a veteran anything above and beyond the cost of doing business. If you're 10% or higher, if you have a 10% or higher rating, disability rating through the VA, you're exempt from the funding fee. The funding fee is a cost that's associated with the VA home loan program to help offset the costs to the program. It's charged to every veteran. However, if you have a 10% or higher rating through the VA, you're exempt, meaning it's itemized at $0.00. That's huge. That's a huge thing. And lastly, you have earned this benefit. This is a benefit that every single home buyer across the country would love to have. Love to have it. But you have earned it. Do not let anybody ever talk you out of this benefit. And if somebody tries to talk you out of this benefit, call myself or Ben.
Absolutely.
Please. We will help provide the right information and the right choices. And this benefit also never expires. It's once you have earned it, that's the key. You have to earn it through your enlistment. There's specific guidelines that you have to hit. If you're active duty, you have to be active duty for 90 days or more. So if you're a reservist and you've been activated on Title 10 orders on day 91, guess what? You're eligible for the VA home loan. So there you go. Those are the primary benefits. Those are fantastic benefits to the VA home loan program. There's many more, but those are kind of the top 10.
Yeah. No.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, and those are the big players, when it comes to the VA process. And again, it's the misinformation that even the folks up here are getting that, is what's really kind of shows these low housing numbers as far as veterans using their VA loan is concerned. I mean, we only had 6 VA loan transactions last month.
That's insane.
Only 6. So, and I know for a fact that there's a lot more veterans up here looking for a home than just 6 each month. I'm probably dealing with 6 veterans right now, myself alone.
Grand Traverse has over 6,000 veterans.
Just the county.
Just the county.
Yeah.
Give me another county.
You got Leelanau County, Benzie County. Yeah.
Leelanau has, this is shade over 2,000. So we're talking 8,000 veterans. Keep going.
You got Benzie County.
Benzie has almost 2,000. So now we're up to 10,000 veterans.
Yep. Then you got Kalkaska,
1,500. So we're at 11,500 veterans.
And Antrim County.
2,000 again. So we're talking over 13,000 veterans in those 5 counties, and we only have 6 VA home loans.
Yeah. How's that even remotely possible?
I don't know.
And a lot of it is indicative to the misinformation. I mean, even the misinformation I got only 3 short years ago
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, you don't want to go
Well,
to VA because they're going to take forever to close," or "No, you don't want to
you,
go to VA
I
because the
think,
appraisal process is too hard."
this next month coming up, so the month of October, when we have our next podcast,
Hmm.
I think you alone just over the weekend
Oh, yeah, it
did
was.
half the production of the VA home loan.
Oh, it was amazing weekend this weekend. Let me tell you. So, Air Force veteran captain, U.S. Air Force contacts me. I sold her a house last year or a couple of years ago, and she says, Ben, I want to move closer to town. So I went out and met with her on Monday last week and week from today, and got all the paperwork signed, and we listed her house on Tuesday morning. And so I got everything loaded to MLS. Started getting calls and everybody coming out and take a look at it. Had an open house. Open house. We had the house under contract. Okay. The person who put the offer in on the contract is a veteran. Then we turn around. My buyer turned around and put an offer on another house that was closer to town. So got 3 VA transactions right there.
Attaboy.
3
Love it.
in one freaking month. You cannot tell me that as a singular agent, that if we had more loan officers and more freaking agents up here that had more knowledge, even just a smidget more knowledge, that they wouldn't be pushing this freaking VA loan process a lot harder, and I wouldn't be the only one getting 3 freaking deals a month.
I love it.
I have outpaced all the next realtor here in Traverse City has done less than twice as much VA transactions over the last year than I have. I've done twice as many VA loan transactions than my next realtor, quote unquote, competitor. And
That's why you're a badass.
you can, it just blows me away. So knowledge is absolutely power. If you get your head out your butt and start to know just a little bit more about this, then you will know that it is one of the easiest, one of the most beneficial programs out there for veterans. And the process and getting houses under contract would be so much easier if you know what you're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you're scared, that's okay. Give me a call. I'm happy to consult with you. I don't give a shit about the me stealing the deal. Same with you, because
Yeah,
it's about doing what's right for the veteran. Always
absolutely.
doing what's right for the veteran. And
Absolutely.
by God, if I have to talk to you 5 times in one day or 1 week about a particular transaction, that's okay, because I want you to be equipped with the proper knowledge. Not you, Ben, but I'm talking any
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
agent that's
No,
out there or loan officer.
right.
I don't have any issue with that. That
No.
surviving spouse that we talked to this weekend, I am not getting a penny from that. But I'll
Nope.
tell you what, it made me feel damn good
Oh,
to help
awesome.
her, because, you know, don't you think she's earned it? I think
Oh,
she's earned it. Her husband paid the ultimate sacrifice for this country. He
yeah,
gave his life in
yeah,
defense of our nation.
yeah.
And we owe it to her to have a smooth transaction.
And to be honest with you, that's where I get my value. That's where I get my currency, so to speak, is when, when I'm able to hand a set of keys over to a veteran at closing and they use their VA loan, or I have a veteran that he just calls me up out of the blue, says, "Hey, Ben, I got a question about this, this, and this." And says, "You know what? This is what you need to do, or you need to contact this loan officer because I know they're going to hook you up." And at the end of the day, if they get the deal and they didn't go through me, I'm still happy for them. And
Exactly.
watching you work with that spouse last Friday, that was super, super, super. It just gave me a really good warm feeling inside, and it was amazing. And those are the moments. Those are the
Exactly. And by the way, you give keys, I give an American flag. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna start doing what Jay recommended and start handing out some coins.
Yeah, I have a couple companies I can hook you up with.
Yeah.
I'm working on it too. It's just a little pricey up front, and
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
worth it.
yeah,
It's worth it to buy 100 or 200, but
yeah,
it's like,
I
kind
know.
of makes you go, oh,
I know. My
can't
hands
afford it
start
right now.
shaking when
But
I write the check.
anyway, all right, let's wrap it up. You have any final thoughts there, Ben?
No, I think we're, like I said, the market's up here is rocking, is consistent. There's no huge, Tweedledee issues going on up here. Like I said, over the past 3 to 4 years, everything's been the same. Nothing's changed. The only thing I would like to see change is those VA numbers come up. That is a very low
Absolutely.
number each and every month. I know we talked about putting on some more. Next quarter, we're targeting at doing another seminar, probably looking at February. So stay tuned for date, time, locations for that here in the
Yeah, we
trailer.
might even try to bring it a little bit more south so we can
Yeah,
attract more, and make it more convenient for other veterans to attend.
absolutely. Absolutely,
And
absolutely right. That's the message. That's the point. It's not about you or I. It's about the veterans. And if we need to reach out to as many loan officers and realtors to change this momentum, that's what we need to do, and that's what we'll do.
that's what we are doing.
Yep.
So if you're a veteran and you're in northern Michigan looking for a home, do yourself a favor and call Ben Williams at Coldwell Banker. Ben is a
231
phenomenal,
632 7888.
and I'll post that in the podcast description. But Ben is he's a veteran. He's MRP certified, a military relocation professional. So he went through an 8-hour class to have a deeper understanding of the relocation process in all branches, because every branch is different. And VA educated and an all around good dude, even though he's Air Force. Don't hold that against him.
Some of us got our pros and cons, so.
All right, Ben, thanks for the update. Thanks for coming on, and get after it this month, and we'll be in touch.
My pleasure. Thanks again for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you. Semper Fi.
Always. Later.